understand, like, who even came up with this theory that black people are the ones that are bringing the coronavirus when Chinese people eat bats, they eat snakes, they eat anything that walks, cats, dogs, like. Hey y'all, it's your girl Nabby and we're back. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button so you can join the fam. I mean, it's always a good time here, guys. So today I got someone who is actually in China, the heart of this whole pandemic. And basically I asked her a few questions about like how China is and like the good and the bad. We need to know both sides, you know, the yin and the yang. So that is what we're doing today. Let's just jump right into the... I'm going to obviously let the beauty introduce herself and then we can jump into the questions. So yeah, let's hear who she is.
Hello everyone, my name is Siphosami, Sammy if you'd like, and I'm based here in China in a city called Yichang in Hubei province. Yes, where the coronavirus. Okay, that's so unnecessary, but yeah, okay. And I just want to say thank you so much to Nabi for inviting me on her channel so I can feature and we have this collaboration. So yeah.
Okay, so that is Siphosami. She is in China. And you know what? I was really curious, like at this point in time, with all the videos that are going around, how is it being like a black person, a black female in China at the moment? So yeah, I just asked her like general questions as well about China because I still think it's a pretty beautiful place, like from the things that you see on the internet and stuff, and it's like, I think it's a must visit, if I may say that. So yeah, we are still going around the world. We are back with our travel guide. And yeah, let's get to know a bit about China. The first question I asked her was, how are the people in China, obviously? So let's hear what she has to say.
Okay, so the people here are really, really friendly. Like, Chinese people are so nice. And I feel like now it's a bit more like, because I'm sure you guys have been seeing on the news like how they've been treating black people and all that stuff. That's like a different thing altogether. But honestly speaking, from my experiences in China, I think Chinese people are really, really friendly. And some people would call it racist, but you know that thing where they come and they want to touch your hair, like for us girls, especially when you have like braids, they want to come and touch your hair and ask you, is it real, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily think it's being racist, it's more of curiosity. So for example, if you go to like a smaller town in China, they will stare at you, like they will actually stare, and it's because they've never seen black people, you know. Media here in China is very, very filtered. They don't actually get to see like black people and all that stuff. So when they see one, it's like, oh my gosh, she's black. They want to touch your hair, they want to touch your skin. I don't find it to be racist, but more of curiosity.
Okay, so as you've heard, the Chinese people are very friendly, and like, you know that whole thing when someone like wants to touch your hair, I know there's the whole don't touch my hair thing, like, you know what it is, Solange vibes. But like she says she doesn't see it as racism, more of like curiosity. They just want to understand, like, who is this person? Where do they come from? Like, you know, because as we all know, China's media, like, their restrictions are so crazy. Like, they have the wildest social media and internet restrictions per se. So yeah, that's very, like, I also feel like if I was to go to China and they're all staring at me, obviously it'll be a bit awkward and uncomfortable to some extent. But I think it's curiosity. It's like when someone you have never, some type of person, it's like, okay, it's like an alien. Let's say it's like an alien coming down on Earth. Obviously, everyone's going to want to see it, want to look at it, want to touch it. Well, some people are going to want to touch it. I don't want to touch an alien. But yeah, I think that's basically how it is. Like it's curiosity, more of curiosity than racism. And the next question I asked, obviously, is how is the culture? So let's hear what the girl says.
Oh my gosh, Chinese culture is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, honestly, if I were to choose to go to any other country, I would still come to China. The culture here is so rich. Let's talk about the food. I know my girl Nabi loves food, okay? I love food too. I love being in China because then the food culture is just amazing. They have street food, like really good street food, and then there's like the authentic Chinese food from restaurants, and it's really amazing. Chow fan, they call it chow fan. Baby girl, that rice is really nice. And even the fried noodles, the sweet and sour pork, all those nice dishes, like the food is amazing, okay? And then just their culture. I love how their culture is not diluted by westernization. Like Chinese people do their own thing. You would think they're living on their own different planet altogether, okay? So they do their own thing. Their culture is just different. It's unique. Everything is so different. You know how we do weddings, like normal things for us, like weddings, funerals, that kind of stuff, birthdays, all that stuff. They have their own way of celebrating all these things, and it's just so unique. Their culture is just, and I just love how they've managed to preserve it. Like Chinese culture has stayed the same. It has not been diluted by westernization, and I honestly think it's really beautiful.
I really like that. I think so many of our cultures have been diluted. They have been mixed with like so much of like Western culture, and people are just trying to do things that they never did like 100 years ago, you know? And that's why, I think that's why like the older generation, like our grandparents and stuff, are like, no, you can't be doing this because you know what? It's not part of our culture. And I guess young people still have to like, I don't know, like, I don't know if there's actually a reverse, but like, I like that, oh, I should stop saying like, I like that China is actually keeping their culture intact, like, and I also think it's due to that whole restriction thing, that social media restriction and internet restriction in general, because now they get to stick to their own, now they get to stick to what they know. So, like you say, birthdays, weddings, any celebration is totally different. I know that most Chinese brides wear red on their weddings. Like red is like that color that represents happiness, that represents like a celebration. So whereas here in Africa we will be like, oh my gosh, you're wearing red on your wedding day, like it's a white wedding, you know? So our culture has been mixed. And the food, guys, I'm so glad my girl knows that I like food, because I love food. Like, I love food. And Chinese food is amazing. I would definitely want to go to China for the food, because I feel like any food is best in its country. Like, you know, it's so authentic. It's like original, like OG vibe. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Chinese food in other countries is almost like fake. Yeah. What are the places to go to when you visit China? Let's hear.
I feel like this is very hard to answer because China is so big, okay? And I feel like each and every city has something unique. I love to travel, and I travel all the time, but I still haven't gone to all the places. But I mean, I'll name the obvious ones. You have to go to Beijing, the Great Wall, obviously. I still haven't been there, but it's on the bucket list, okay? Make sure y'all watch my channel, okay? You'll see that one. I want to go to the Great Wall. You guys should definitely go to the Great Wall. You guys should go to Shanghai, the Bund. So beautiful. So beautiful. You guys should go to Zhangjiajie, where they have the Avatar Mountain. So I'm sure you guys have watched Avatar, the movie. This is where they filmed it. So they have really beautiful mountains. They have the glass bridge. They have, yeah. You guys should go to Guangzhou. Oh my gosh, Guangzhou is shopping heaven, okay? You will shop until you drop. Like, it's crazy. Guangzhou has really nice, cheap stuff. Bundles, hair bundles, clothes, shoes, bags, all that stuff is in Guangzhou. You should definitely go to Guangzhou if you want to come for shopping. You should also go to Yiwu. Yiwu has like also cheap markets, like clothes markets, and they also have like gadget markets. So if you're someone who's like into gadgets and tech stuff, you should definitely go to Yiwu. But there's so many. I feel like each and every city has something unique about itself. Like Wuhan, there's the Yellow Crane Tower. Here in Yichang, we have the Three Gorges Dam. Ooh, there's Chengdu. You guys should go to Chengdu. Chengdu has the world's biggest panda base, so you can actually get to see pandas. I have a video on that. On my channel. Yes, so you should definitely go to Chengdu and see the pandas. That was a really beautiful experience. China has so many beautiful places, you guys. these are some that I could think of at the top of my head, but then each and every big city has something unique about itself.
Okay, so basically we know like the basic places, the Great Wall and that glass bridge, but she's saying that every city has its own thing, its own different thing, like where you go, and there's like so much to see in China, basically, because it's huge. China is huge, guys. Like, yo, I don't know if I'll even be able to, like, yeah, no, never. I don't know. Maybe one day someone can like go to each and every city, but like she said, there's so much to see and there's so much happening in every city that like when you visit, you should try to do as much as possible with the amount of time you have. Everything. And the Chinese are great builders. Like, they are great architects, I'm not even gonna lie. So I just feel like their general towns themselves are such like attractions, like tourist attractions, where you see like how different buildings are built. And yeah, no, those guys, I don't know what it is like, but they're a level ahead. I feel like they're a level ahead of everyone else, of every other human being. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, the next question is, how much would you need to have a nice night out, like a decent night out? Let's hear what she says.
This one is hard to answer because it depends where you're going out. So for example, going out in Shanghai is expensive. Like, clubs in Shanghai are expensive, whereas in my city, Yichang is really small and things are generally really cheap here. And if you're gonna go out with the girls, you can each spend 100 yuan. That's about $20. So if there's like 4 or 5 of you and each of you put in like a $20, it's like 100 kwai, then you can get yourselves a bottle, you can get yourselves shisha, you know, it's not that bad. But then if you're somewhere like in Shanghai, you'd have to spend like 3 times that, like maybe 300 per person, or it just depends how you do it. And obviously if you're like one of those people who really like to ball out, you know what I mean, you're gonna spend more. But on average, I would say 200 to 300 for like a decent, you know what I mean? But then again, I'm not a para.
Okay, so she says obviously it depends with where you are, and Shanghai is, I hope I'm saying that right, I don't know, man, but like it is the most expensive, probably because it has the most recognition, if I can call it that. Like, most people know Shanghai, so obviously they up the prices because that's where people are gonna go to like first. That's what everyone does, really, like, you know what it is. So yeah, she said between 200 and 300. I will put the conversions with the current rate like right here so that you can see how much that is. But yeah, I don't think that's bad. Like, seems pretty cheap. So it's way cheaper than Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, if you haven't watched that video, I will put it down in the description box, as well as a little thingy there that will show up, and then you can watch that video about Atlanta. But anyway, it does seem a bit cheaper. It does seem like, yeah, you don't need to do the most or to have much to have a decent night, which is nice. The next question is, do you miss Zim sometimes?
I really miss Zim because, like I mentioned, I'm based in a really small city, so yeah, I miss being around my family. Obviously, I miss being around my friends from back home, even though most of my friends from back home are all based in like different parts of the world. But I do miss them. I do miss them. There's certain things, like home is best. Like, there's no place like home, come on, you know. Zim is amazing. Zim is a beautiful place, and there's no place like home. So yeah, of course I do miss Zim.
Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Even if there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no what, home is where the heart is. You know what it is? Like, home is home, man. You always miss home. So yeah, she says she's having like a lot of fun in China, but home is best, guys. You know what it is. Like, you just need to be home with your people, with people that understand you, because sometimes you just want that. You just want to like speak in Shona, you just want to say Ndape, should I say, you know, like, and then you can't get that because everyone around you is just, you know, like, that's frustrating, man. But yeah, I totally understand. Home is best. The next question was, being in the heart of the pandemic and these discrimination videos going around, how have you been able to deal with this?
Okay, honestly speaking, where I am in my city, we have not experienced a lot of this, you know, discrimination, all of, you know, the stuff that you've been seeing going around. But then what I can say has been bugging me the most is just the fact that the lockdown was lifted a while back, but then for us black people, we are not allowed to freely go outside. So we can only get a pass to go out once a week, which is like, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. And that kind of hurts, do you know what I mean? Because then we've been indoors since January, you guys, so it's crazy. But in terms of actual, like, you know, mistreating of people, being thrown out of apartments and all of that stuff, I have not experienced any of that, so I can't say like I've experienced it and it's bad or whatever. But my heart goes out to the people who are actually going through it. I have a friend who was thrown out of her apartment, you guys, and it's the ghetto. But I'm just really praying that it dies down, and you know, God just puts it in these Chinese people's hearts not to actually, because we're all human, do you know what I mean? Like, just because I'm black doesn't make me any different from you, do you know? But sometimes, yes, the Chinese people can be racist. There are those few individuals who can actually act in a certain way, and yeah, it's obviously the ghetto.
I'm so glad that my girl is like safe and she hasn't experienced any of this, like she said, but one of her friends actually got kicked out. That is so wild, guys. Like, oof, that is wild. You know, like, I don't know who even started that theory that the black people are the ones that are bringing coronavirus and whatnot. So the videos, if you've seen like any of the videos, you'll see the discrimination. They aren't allowed to like go into certain places like shopping malls, for example, because yeah, they are apparently the ones that brought the coronavirus. I still think it's trash. I think it's just wrong. It's this nonsense about you can only go out once a week. Like, that is just so wrong. I feel like that is still some sort of discrimination when you can see like the Chinese people outside and you are inside your place and you need to have a pass to go outside. That's already a problem. Like, that's a big problem right there, you know? And I don't know who even came up with these stupid things. But yeah, anyway, I guess maybe we get more affected by it because we're seeing our people there. Imagine having to get a pass to go out once a week. Like, who even came up with that? You know, that's so wild. That is crazy. I just don't understand. Like, who even came up with this theory that black people are the ones that are bringing the coronavirus when Chinese people eat bats, they eat snakes, they eat anything that walks, cats, dogs. Like, that is wild. No, man, like, no. But yeah, that has basically been the video, guys. Last but not least, so I watched one of Sammy's videos, right, like a few days back, and I was shook. I will put her channel down in the description box, but like, the girl was speaking Chinese. She was prating, guys. She was prating Chinese. I was like, oh, okay, a multilingual babe. And you know what? I was amazed. I was like, I need to ask how long it took her to know, like, to get to finally speak Chinese, and if it is easy, like if it's an easy language to learn. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear the car outside, but anyway, let's hear what she says.
Chinese is hard, you guys. Chinese is difficult. Okay, it is difficult. Don't let nobody lie to you. It is hard. And I'm not gonna lie to you that it's easy, you know, you can do it. Of course you can do it, but it's not easy, okay? I'm still learning. I've been living in China for 3 years, and I mean, I'm okay. I can communicate, I can find my way around, I can order food, I can find my way to where I'm going. But then, I mean, for someone who's been here for 3 years, I was expecting that after 2 years I would be finessing the Chinese, okay? I really thought I would be very fluent, but I'm still learning. And I think what makes Chinese really hard is the fact that we use Chinese characters, you know? Those little to my drawings, I'm sure you guys know what Chinese characters are. Yeah, they're very complicated, and one character can be distinguished from another by just a little full stop or a little stroke, you know? So then they look really similar, but they will mean two totally different things. So yeah, and also pronunciation. You can say fa, and these two things will mean, you know, like, they'll mean two very different things, and if you mess up, you can insult someone thinking you're saying something else. So Chinese is not that easy, but it's doable if you really put your mind to it. Like if you are really determined that you want to learn Chinese and you want to be fluent, you will study hard and you practice. I think the best advice that I can give you if you want to learn Chinese is you need to practice. Okay, practice makes perfect. The more you speak it, the more you read it, the more you write it, the better you become, like the more fluent you become. So yeah,
guys, I can only imagine those little characters like coming at me. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have the patience. And yeah, no, man, it just seems like so much effort now. I thought it'd be cool, like, you know, ni hao, whatnot. But yeah, now I'm thinking twice. Now Chinese might not be the language to learn after all. But she seems to be doing pretty good. Like she went to the salon and she told them what she wanted in Chinese. She now orders food, and what else does she do? Like she has Chinese friends. So one of the videos they had like what is it called? An eating video. Oh, I forgot what it's called. But anyway, they had a video where like some of the things she had to explain to her friend in Chinese, and she seems to be doing like really well. And she said she's been there for 3 years, but she has managed to like gain some sort of grasp around the language, which is really cool. I think that's so cool. So yeah, that is basically it for today, guys. Let's hear if Sipo has anything else to say.
Once again, thank you so much to Nabi for giving me this opportunity to feature on her channel. Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be part of this, and thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned a thing or two about China, about where I'm at. Yeah, make sure you guys stay safe, you guys stay strong. I know these are very trying times, you know, this whole coronavirus thing going on, but it's all gonna be fine. Okay, we're gonna get through it. Next year we'll probably be laughing like, guys, do you remember 2020, you know? But yeah, thank you, bye.
Okay, so we got to know a bit about China, the good and the bad, and you know, a little clarification on the things that are actually happening, because it's different when you're getting information out here, like just through videos, through WhatsApp, than when you're actually experiencing the whole thing. That's why I wanted Sipo to join us today, basically. But yeah, guys, it's been good, it's been great. Like, comment, and please subscribe below, share, do what you gotta do. Your girl is out.
Excuse me.
Hey guys, it's me again. Nope.
I'm making noise.
And
after saying there are so many places, then I'm stuck.
Sorry.
Hangzhou has, what does Hangzhou have? I don't know. I don't remember. Thomas, how much do you need? How much do you?
Yeah, I'm using that intro. Oh, I mean.